Butler Center for today's MIAC women's basketball action between the visiting Augsburg Auggies and your St. Kate's Wildcats. A reminder that this broadcast is brought to you by Twin Cities Orthopedics, a proud sponsor of the Wildcats, as well as Midwest Vending, Universal Athletic, for fitness equipment, treadmills, home gyms, exercise bikes, weights, and more. It's push, pedal, pull, transporting Wildcats all around Northfield lines. And, of course, as we make our way down, the rest of our sponsors, McGaw Construction, Dolan Printing, Best Western Plus, Cone, as well as Shapco Printing, and Rachel Contracting, Loeffler Companies, all proud sponsors of the Wildcats throughout the 2015-16 athletic and academic year. Very excited for this game today. It is St. Kate's and Augsburg, two teams that have been in most games this year, whether they've come out on the winning or losing side. The Auggies come in at 6-7 in the MIAC and are still in position to have a playoff run. They are 11-9 overall, are 2 games behind Bethel at the moment. Of course, all the teams in action today in women's basketball, all at 3 o'clock. So we're going to find out a lot about how the playoff picture looks throughout today. There are 5 games left in the MIAC season, and Augsburg already has a win over Bethel. So today it is a big one for the Auggies. Now there's St. Kate's, and we're going to talk to head coach Sean Pinkerton here in just a moment about the last few games, both on the road. So we haven't come to you in about a week here on TJ Broadcast Services, tjsportsonline.net. But the Wildcats went on the road, and 2 very hard-fought efforts against the top 2 teams in the MIAC, St. Thomas and St. Mary's, 7 points, the difference in those 2 games combined. Lachey Holt, a long 2 at the end of regulation, went begging against St. Mary's. Of course, that St. Mary's team is one that has been so good for so many years now, along with St. Thomas, both tied at the top of the conference at 11-2. So Kate's right in both of those games. Unfortunately, comes out on the wrong end of each. 2 competitive teams here today, so we expect a great contest between these 2 sides. Without further ado, let's get to Sean Pinkerton, head coach of your St. Kate's Wildcats. Pre-game show rolls on. Head coach Sean Pinkerton of St. Kate's once again joins us here on our pre-game show. My name is Mike Gallagher. Matt Nelson out today. Coach, a couple tough losses, but goodness, you have to be proud of the team against the top 2 teams in the MIAC, St. Mary's and St. Thomas, to lose by 7 combined points. Absolutely great efforts. From your point of view on the sideline, what do those losses look like?
Really frustrating. Obviously, we're at a spot where, we want to win those ball games. Everybody does. You go into a ball game, you go in expecting to win, hoping to perform well. They're the 2 top teams in the conference. I believe they're 2 of the top 3 teams in the entire Western region. To come out of those with 2 losses combined by 7 points, it's frustrating. It's disappointing to know that you're that close and have it slip away. I think sometimes that's even more frustrating, disappointing. But we move on to the next one and hopefully perform well today.
What did you look for in those games that could have changed to make those tight losses wins?
We just had to make some plays down the stretch at St. Thomas. We got outscored 12-2 over the final 3 minutes or so of the ball game. And then at St. Mary's, we had to take better care of the basketball. We turned the ball over 29 times. It was a little bit of the way the game was played. I think they turned it over 23 times, and their starting point guard had 9 turnovers. But we've got to do a better job of capitalizing on that by being better with the basketball, not turning it over.
You kind of look at some of those score lines in the box scores and you say, well, you get out-rebounded by 20 at St. Thomas and you turn the ball over 29 times against St. Mary's. It's incredible that teams are even in those kind of games. When those kind of things happen, it means you're doing a lot of other good things right.
Yes.
Specifically being out-rebounded, talking about that St. Thomas game, and I think it was 42-35 against St. Mary's as well. They out-rebounded you.
Yep.
Are there things, because this isn't the biggest team, of course, very athletic, but not the biggest team.
Right.
Are there schematic and other things you can do aside from height to change that rebounding stat line?
Yeah, part of it is you go back and you look at the St. Thomas game, and we got out-rebounded by 20, but we won the turnover margin by 9. So when St. Thomas turns the ball over 18 times compared to our 9 turnovers, there's 9 fewer shots they take and 9 fewer opportunities for us to grab a defensive rebound. So I always combine usually offensive rebounds and turnovers and look at that differential, and it gives you an idea of what the possession margin was. So they had, I think it was 9 or 10 more possessions in the game than we did. So I think that 20 rebound margin is a little bit misleading. But yeah, we've got to do a better job there. We just got to finish possessions. A big part of it is the physical size. We play someone like St. Thomas, and they got a kid like Caitlin Langer, and we struggle to, with one person, we got to send 2 kids at her to rebound the ball.
Talk about the other side. I mean, you talk about rebounding, maybe a bit of a negative, but offensive efficiency these last 3 games seems like it's been a big positive. I think the stat was the last 3 games over 40% from the field. The previous, 15, 16 games, the rest of the season, just 3 games like that combined. How do you feel about the offensive efficiency, how the offense is operating right now?
They're playing pretty well. We've just got to do a little bit better job of doing it for 40 minutes. We have had periods over the course of the season, and it's got better, like you said, over the last several games, but we have bad quarters. We'll go score 10, 11 points or fewer in a quarter, and that kind of just kills you. You can't have quarters like that. We've got to be in at least the mid-teens every quarter, and then, pushing some up into the 20s.
Today we expect a game with Augsburg. You've broken down film, I'm sure. You played them before, even with the new head coach. They kind of operate the same way as they did under the late Bill McKee. Muck it up. Defensively, it's going to be a tight game, force a lot of turnovers. Maybe not the prettiest thing people have ever seen, but this is the kind of style that Augsburg plays. They're in every game, as your team is in many games as well. What do you expect from Augsburg today in this matchup?
They're tough. They're a really good basketball team. Both, Coach Hirsch and Coach Reverso do a really good job with that program. We've got to do a good job of limiting the touches by their post players because their post players are really tough, and then we've got to do a good job of limiting Laughlin. All those kids are really talented, and so we got to limit them best we can and then make some plays on the offensive end.
2 teams that are always in games. Should be a competitive, close one today. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you very much.
That is head coach Sean Pinkerton of your St. Kate's Wildcats. He tells us about the last few games, of course, tough losses. And it's interesting to hear Coach Pinkerton talk about St. Mary's and the St. Thomas games. You think some coaches for a team that is 4-9 in the MIAC, a team that has come from a point of really struggling before Coach Pinkerton took over, and now edging their way closer to the middle of those standings, edging their way closer to competing for a playoff berth. Some coaches may say, well, we're just happy to be in those games, but Coach Pinkerton expects more from these young ladies, and he's not satisfied with being in those games. He wants to win those games, make those plays down the stretch. So certainly on the upswing are St. Kate's. To see them in those games is nice, but Coach Pinkerton has a higher standard for the St. Kate's Wildcats team. We mentioned Augsburg on the other side, and I mentioned in our interview with Coach Pinkerton, the new head coach, Ted Reverso, 16 years at St. Thomas, where he led the Tommies to the best record in the 90s of all of Division III coaches, a 247-37 record. Remember, folks, there are 425 Division III programs. He had the best record in the 90s of any of them as he coached St. Thomas to 5 MIAC titles and 14 consecutive NCAA tournament appearances. He is the head coach. Josh Hirsch is the assistant coach. And, of course, head coach Sean Pinkerton is leading these Wildcats into this contest today. St. Kate's has officially been eliminated from playoff contention, or pardon me, if they lose today, they will be eliminated from playoff contention, as Bethel is the team in the 6th spot right now at 8-5, and the only matchup this year in which the Wildcats did face Bethel, it was a loss for St. Kate's by 15. As we mentioned on the other side, playoffs in Bethel in that 6th spot. Augsburg at 6-7, 2 games behind Bethel. They have defeated Bethel, though, so they have the tiebreak. We'll see how things unfold today. We roll down towards our national anthem. My name is Mike Gallagher. Glenn Thompson is our engineer. Matt Nelson, the voice of the Wildcats, out today. We do appreciate him handing off the reins to myself for today's broadcast. Tom Witchen was here earlier. He went ahead and took off early. No shock there, as we're about to have our national anthem here from the Butler Center, and we will listen in downstairs for that national anthem. starting lineups, ladies and gentlemen. Starting lineups, and we'll listen in downstairs for our PA announcer.
First, for the Auggies, will meet them in numerical order. Rogers, Minnesota, senior guard, for the Wildcats, number 1, Minnesota, senior guard, is Sean. For the Auggies, Minnesota.
Matter of fact, folks, I think we're going to go ahead and pod down there because it's just, the Butler Center is a great place. The acoustics aren't necessarily fantastic when it comes to being able to hear starting lineups in the Butler Center through our crowd mic. So we're just going to introduce starting lineups here on our side. They are being introduced alternately down there. We'll give you the visiting Auggies first here on the broadcast, tjsportsonline.net. You have found Auggies and Wildcats, Augsburg and St. Kate's in women's basketball. Thanks for joining us. The point guard for Augsburg will be Maria Laughlin. She is a newcomer to the conference, but a senior. She is out of the University of Minnesota Crookston, a transfer that the late Bill McKee, who we'll talk about throughout the game here today, got as a transfer player before he did pass. Maria Laughlin keeps her commitment, and she has been a force on the offensive end for the Auggies. Their leading scorer, 9th in the conference. Allison McKee will play the off guard, the daughter of the late head coach Bill McKee. She struggled on offense this year, but she does have great offensive ability as well. Marie Fitzgerald will play the small forward. She's actually the player of the year in women's soccer, the player of the year. So Marie Fitzgerald, multi-talented, she will get the start today, and great at scoring goals on the pitch as well. Hannah Steinhaus is the power forward. She has done some good things offensively as well. Then Jessica Lilquist, who has been a mainstay in this lineup for Augsburg for, goodness, seems like a long time now, 3-4 years, as she has been a great contributor throughout her time at Augsburg. She's at 9 points per game, second on the team in the category. For St. Kate's, nothing else new. 19 games, 19 starts for each of the 5 that are in the starting lineup today. Shauna Horsch, Mari Lee, Meg Clark, Audra Clark, and Kennedy Jennings. Of course, off the bench will be the main force offensively for the Wildcats. That is Lachey Holt. She has missed 2 games and is only averaging 24 minutes per game, but is still second in the MIAC in points per game and ninth in rebounds. I believe last year she finished 3rd in rebounds, 9th in rebounds this year. As they jump it up and the Auggies control the tap, Hannah Steinhaus pitches it back to Maria Laughlin. The transfer from Crookston, that 5'7", dribbles off the right wing. Now she's at the top of the key, guarded by the athletic Kennedy Jennings. Looked like Laughlin might have given an elbow into the midsection of Jennings. Instead, they're going to call Jennings for the contact on Laughlin, and the first foul of the day goes on Kennedy Jennings. Remember, it is 4 10-minute quarters here in the MIAC. We're 12 seconds in. They make that change this year. It was 2 20-minute halves. This year, 4 10-minute quarters. Laughlin looking inside for Lilquist. Instead, she drives baseline. Loves that floater. They got to watch for that, but a nice pass inside to Allison McKee, who rolls one off the rim, and here come the Wildcats. Bringing it up is Audra Clark. Clark, crossover dribble in the lane. Nice spin around McKee. Puts it up and just misses. This is it long off the back iron. It rolls to the front rim and off, and the Auggies with the team rebound. Here comes Allison McKee. McKee gets a screen from Steinhaus. Wide open is Marie Fitzgerald on the baseline. Missing her was McKee. Now it's inside to Steinhaus. Double team over to wide open Fitzgerald. Kicks it to McKee. Good rotation by the Wildcats. Inside Steinhaus. Left shoulder turn. Fade away. Good. And a Steinhaus, the first 2 of the game. And they go to the Auggies. It is 2-0. And nice knock away by Maria Laughlin for the Auggies. Out of bounds right in front of the scorer's table. And the Wildcats will keep possession. Down there at that scorer's table is Sarah Eisenhower. Last day on campus for the sports information director. We'll talk with her at halftime very quickly because she, of course, does have a lot to do. But we're going to chat with her about moving on to her new position in the UMAC conference office. Stolen away by Maria Laughlin, and the Auggies looking to push. Laughlin on the left wing. They don't have numbers, so she'll slow it up. Finds a trailing Lilquist, who's wide open from 18 feet. Instead, passes on it, goes inside to Steinhaus. Left corner, there's Laughlin for a 3. Bounces twice off the rim, no good. And the rebound is for Meg Clark. Here come the Wildcats. They've got a 4-on-3 if they want it. Crossover dribble for Clark. Now she looks outside and finds Meg Clark, who drives around Lilquist. Wide open lane, but good rotation by Allison McKee, who looks like she got hit in the face. And they're going to call an official's timeout as McKee is about 5 feet off of the court. It looks like she may got poked in the eye, it looks like. And they're going to take a second to make sure that she is doing okay. she'll be helped off the court, and the first sub of the day is forced by an injury, and it'll be for the Auggies, Jenna Orth, who's going to play the off guard. Jenna, also a softball player for the Auggies. She's talked about in the pregame, the Auggies like to muck it up and play strong defensive ball. She drives there and misses a layup attempt as she was falling out of bounds. She's now behind the play. 5-on-4 for the Wildcats. Here's Clark. Can they find the open man? Clark inside, left-hander off the glass. Yes! Audra Clark driving inside, and she ties it at 2. Way back to that point as Jenna Orth touches the ball again. And Orth, it goes right through her hands, and now Jenna's going to commit the foul as she tried to get the ball back. So Jenna will pick up foul number 1 on the Auggies. She's really someone that exemplifies and represents how Augsburg plays. A lot of hustle, a lot of heart. And there are careless mistakes here and there, though, and that was one of them for Jenna. First turnover of the game, 1 for each side. Augsburg, the fewest turnovers in the league at 14.5 per game, but St. Kate's forces the most. Nice look inside for Shauna Horsch, but they go back outside now. Horsch had a look at the rim, but Lilquist rotated down. Here's Meg Clark over in the right corner. It's Kennedy Jennings. The athletic Jennings finding a wide open Mari Lee, who has checked in. Lee. And now they go and rotate to Shauna Horsch, right wing 3. Good. Shauna Horsch, who is 3rd on this team in scoring and hitting at 31% from outside, drains her first today. Marie Fitzgerald goes inside to Steinhaus. She wins the battle against Kennedy Jennings to get the ball, and Jennings, they say, reached around, and that is big because that is the second early foul on Kennedy Jennings, and so now we'll get the chance to see Lachey Holt. She has been such a great addition for Sean Pickerton's team over the last few years. Great person off the court, great player on it. One of the most complete players you'll find not only in the MIAC, but in the country. Steinhaus at the free throw line, kicks to Fitzgerald on the left wing. Dribbling up top, a screen from Steinhaus. Now Fitzgerald at the left elbow, looking for Steinhaus inside. Good reach around by Meg Clark, and it's stolen away. Turnover forced by Clark. The steal will probably be credited to Horsch, as Horsch was the one that came away with it. Now there's Holt. Clark, and a nice knockaway by Maria Laughlin for Augsburg. Trying to find the pass inside, and Laughlin got her hands up and took it away. Auggies forcing the second most turnovers in the MIAC. The first is St. Kate's. Laughlin, a wide open jumper from just beyond the free throw line. She missed long and to the right. Here comes Holt on the rebound. Her first of the day. Nice pass inside. Good look for Mari Lee, and she's got a wide open look in the hoop and puts it in. Great work by Lachey Holt. Just came off a little bit of a hesitation dribble. One-handed bounce pass inside. Mari Lee was all alone at the rim. Jessica Lilquist got lost inside. 7-2 now, 7 straight points for the Wildcats. Orth to Steinhaus. She's at the free throw line. She took too many steps. Caught between trying to shoot or finding Fitzgerald. She ended up passing the ball, but the second, make it 3rd turnover of the game now for Augsburg. And is credited to Hannah Steinhaus. Holt came in for Jennings, and you may say, well, Kennedy Jennings, a forward, doesn't Lachey hold a guard? Well, she can play pretty much all 5 positions. Not surprising to see her bring the ball up and also play inside. Stolen away by Marie Fitzgerald. It was, let's see, that was throwing a pass to the corner, Meg Clark, but Fitzgerald stepped in front. Jenna Orth now in the left corner. Steinhaus, Lilquist trying to post inside. They get it to her. She's doubled wide open as Fitzgerald on the right wing. She's got a 3. She'll take 3. She'll miss it off the back rim, and it's rebounded by Mari Lee. Lee gets it to Audra Clark. The Wildcats running early. Clark posting up on Laughlin, now kicks it outside. Wide open 3. Meg Clark misses this time, and it's rebounded by Steinhaus, but knocked away, and Lachey Holt misses one right at the rim. Holt ended up with the rebound, but a rare miss from in close by Lachey. And now Maria Laughlin will slow it down. Augsburg will definitely look to play slower here today as they try and play the game at their tempo, but the Wildcats have gotten out and run early. Still 7-2, only 2 points for the Auggies through the first 5 minutes. Orth up top. Guarded by Horsch. Orth to Steinhaus. 5 on the shot clock, 4 on the shot clock, driving to Steinhaus, fade away from 10 feet, makes it. Hannah Steinhaus has the first 4 points of the game for Augsburg. You can see what she wants to do. Both buckets coming from relatively the same spot over on that right baseline. Here's Shauna Horsch. Wildcats advancing in the front court. Laughlin might have kicked it. They didn't call it. Here's Lachey Holt. Wow, she's wide open for a 3. Can't leave her alone. She misses, though. And here's Meg Clark on the rebound. Auggies are playing zone. Orth, and Lachey Holt loses it. And Orth on the floor has it, but it's going to be a jump ball. as Shauna Horsch came in, and the possession arrow goes to St. Kate's. Sub for the Auggies. Allison McKee looks like she is all right, and she is back in. Jenna Orth will check out. Get you some stats here at our first timeout. Being the professional I am, I forgot to open the live stats page. We can get on that very soon here, as the Wildcats will take this one out underneath their own basket. It's Holt. She doesn't have much. Oh, floats it inside for Mari Lee. Another good pass, and Hannah Steinhaus called for a foul. Good job by Holt. She recognized she didn't have anything on the rest of the court, and so she floated one over the top and trusted her teammate Mari Lee to be able to rip it away from Steinhaus. She did, and the first on Steinhaus is the second on the Auggies shooting foul. Mari Lee goes to the line and makes the first. St. Kate's has lost 7 of their last 9. It's been a tough 2016, but some of those losses, as Lee hits the second too. Tight game against St. Olaf until the very end. I'm sure they like the McAllister loss back. The 2 losses to St. Mary's came by combined 6 points. The St. Thomas loss, goodness. Season of what if, certainly for head coach Sean Pinkerton, but so many steps in the right direction. You really can't be upset at all if you're Coach Pinkerton about how the ladies have competed. Just got to execute down the stretch. Auggies turn it over. Here comes Audra Clark. 3-on-1. Inside. Mari Lee again. Layup good. Mari Lee has been a force at the bucket early. She now has 6 early points, all of them from in close. Floated inside to Lilquist. She makes the layup. Nice pass over the top there by Maria Laughlin, and able to take it was Lilquist. Knocked away on the full court press by the Auggies, but getting it back was Meg Clark. Advancing it in the front court is Lachey Holt. Now up top to Audra Clark. Clark crosses over inside, tries to go up with the left hand, knocked away by Steinhaus. That went off the Auggies. And the Wildcats will retain possession, up 5 with 6:40 left in this first quarter. Nice little crowd here today. Glenn Thompson tells me, and I see as well, that the women's hockey team for St. Kate's currently playing as well, so crowd split a bit. Meg Clark pump fakes and goes to 18 feet, misses a jumper, and it's knocked away off of Lachey Holt. Lachey didn't think so, but the ball will go to the Auggies as Elena Quaranta will check in. Maria Laughlin gets her first rest. Maria leaves with 0 of 2 from the field. Maria's really been, at times, the only offense that Augsburg has been able to exhibit this year. The lefty from Crookston, Hannah Steinhaus, will also check out. And in for the first time is Bridget Bednar. Seemed like Augsburg want to turn the ball over very little and force a lot of turnovers. That's how they thrive. Fewest turnovers in the league, second most turnovers forced. Inside, here's Lilquist. Outside, McKee. Lilquist inside again. Has got the mismatch, and she's doubled again. Fitzgerald rotates it over to Quaranta right in front of us. Now out top, that's Marie Fitzgerald, 7 on the shot clock. Fitzgerald far side, Quaranta near side. 3. She misses it short, and it's rebounded by, that's Alexis Garcia, who has checked in. And a loose ball foul on Jessica Lilquist, so that will be her first, 3rd on the Auggies. And the Wildcats will take it out underneath the Augsburg basket. Full court press still, Quaranta at the top of it, and breaking it this time is Alexis Garcia with the help of Audra Clark. Here's Holt over in the far corner, that's Garcia. Garcia to Clark. Right corner in front of the Augie bench is Mari Lee. Going for the steal was Quaranta. She didn't get it. A 3 by Horsch is no good. On the floor, the ball again. Might be a jump, but ripped away by St. Kate's and now taken away by the Augies. Elena Quaranta can break, and good D by Alexis Garcia to force it outside. And oh no, it's Marie Fitzgerald this time on the floor for Augsburg. Right by the free throw line in front of the Augie bench. Already seen 1 timeout for Augsburg based off injury. And Fitzgerald looks in significant pain here. Much more painful than McKee, who it looked like just got poked in the eye and was okay after a couple minutes. And I see the Augsburg student trainer that came with motion the certified athletic trainer who is here onto the floor and say it's the shoulder. Marie Fitzgerald is tough and a multi-sport athlete, so you'd think that she's not going to show any signs of weakness unless it really is serious. Hopefully everything's okay here. They're testing out that left shoulder, and I believe the medical staff is now Fitzgerald walking off the court. I think they tested it and it looked like it was okay. She is moving that left arm, so it does look like Marie. Hopefully this one is just a very momentary injury as well. She really looked in pain at first, but they're going to do a few more tests over by the Augie bench. And Maria Laughlin is going to come back on the court for Augsburg. As inbounding it in front of the St. Kate's bench is McKee. About 2 minutes left here in the first quarter. Elena Quaranta up top, McKee. She's going to take a three. She's wide open. She misses it short. Rebound inside. Good job by Lachey Holt. 45 battled 45, and Lachey won it against Jessica Loquist. Holt one-on-one against Quaranta. Now it's Lee on the baseline. Kicking it back out was Meg Clark. Holt against Quaranta. Now at the free throw line is Shauna Horsch. Near corner, that is Meg Clark. Inside, Holt's going to post up this time. It's against McKee. She goes up with the right hand and makes it. Lachey Holt showing some of that power. She's showing the range. She's showing the rebounding ability. She's showing the passing skills. And now inside shows the power, muscling up over Allison McKee. 13-6. St. Kate's on top. 1.5 to go here in the first. McKee driving inside over Holt. Good defense. She stayed right on her feet. Didn't elevate. That's good defense. And it's off of Allison McKee. And it will be Augsburg ball as Maria Laughlin will inbound. A few more filing in here to the Butler Center today on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. Thank you for joining us here on TJ Sports Online. Entry pass by Bridget Bednar into Jessica Loquist. She turns around and banks it in. First points of the day for Jessica Loquist. Make that her second bucket. She's now 2 for 2. Holt, ISO, inside, misses the layup just short. Maria Laughlin with the rebound. Elena Quaranta is ahead of the field, but Laughlin will choose to slow it up here. Surveys the floor, floats it inside to Bednar. Good knockaway by Meg Clark, and coming away with the ball is Clark. She'll get a block and maybe a steal as well. It will be interesting to see how they credit that one, but she could get either. Holt inside against Loquist, up with the right hand, no good. I think that was partially blocked by Jessica as Bridget Bednar comes away with the rebound. Under a minute to go here. Ted Reverso, head coach for Augsburg, barks signals to Maria Laughlin, and they set up the offense. Double pick high. It's Laughlin to Loquist. Bednar, clearly you've seen with the Wildcats, they want to crash down on any entry pass today. McKee, 8-footer, misses long, didn't draw iron off the glass, and Shauna Horsch with the rebound. 28 on the game clock, 26 on the shot clock, and the Wildcats will hold for one. Jab step from 40 feet for Holt, and Quaranta got lost at her feet. Even when Holt is that far away, she's dangerous. Here's Horsch. Inside Holt, doubled. They kick it out to Lee. Here's Clark, right corner, make it Horsch, and she shuffled the feet. That does leave Augsburg 10 seconds as well. Nelson McKee will flick it to Elena Quaranta. We'll have a sub before we get this last possession of the first. Audra Clark in for Horsch. Audra is second on the team in scoring, 13 points per game. 6 seconds on the clock. Laughlin, pick from Loquist, goes away from it. She's got 3 seconds. She's got to get inside. Floats one from 8. Teardrop, good! Maria Laughlin, good job of knowing and being aware that the clock was winding down, and she got to a point where she likes it. Watching a lot of Augsburg basketball this year, I definitely have seen her do that more than once. She loves the little teardrop floater, and she made it work and cuts the deficit to 3. A strong finish to the quarter for Augsburg after a tough start, and the Wildcats play well throughout. We mentioned with head coach Sean Pinkerton before the broadcast, it may not be the prettiest, most high-scoring game that we're going to see year-round, but as long as you get probably 15, 17 points per quarter, you're probably going to be in okay shape. So 13 points is right around where you need to be. Solid first quarter against a solid defensive team for the Wildcats. Twin Cities Orthopedics, Ellsmore Swim Shop, Universal Athletics, Northfield Lines, Push Pedal Pole, Midwest Vending, Best Western in Bloomington, and Cone Elevators and Escalators. All great Wildcat supporters. As the Butler Center is rocking, you can hear it through our mic. They really like to crank it here. Gotta love it. As Kanye comes over the speakers. Speaking of those sponsors, one of them is Midwest Vending, providing innovative food and beverage solutions since 1955, serving organizations large and small throughout the Twin Cities, including St. Catherine's University. Proud to offer unwavering integrity, in-demand products, innovative technology, and personal attention. Give Midwest Vending a call at 952-707-1990 or MidwestVending.com. First quarter stats. The rebounding struggles of the Wildcats. Not an issue that first quarter. 3 rebounds to 1. Not a lot of rebounds to be had there in that first frame, as the Auggies will come out with the ball in quarter number 2, and trying to set a pick with Bridget Bednar, but they're going to say that she grabbed a Wildcat defender on the way around, and so an offensive foul on Bednar. Number 1 for her. First team foul of this quarter, and the Wildcats will get a chance to extend their lead as we start the second quarter. Still a relative full court press. Nice look inside. There's Alexis Garcia, but a wide open layup is missed. Good tap out though. St. Kate's doing a good job on the boards. Garcia's got another chance from the baseline and makes a jumper. Alexis Garcia, who has played in 18 games this year, averaging just 10 minutes, but got extensive minutes in that first quarter. Bednar driving on Holt, wide open inside, and the layup with the right hand is good. Bednar a lefty, so uses that offhand and gets her first 2 of the day as the Wildcats will advance the ball here against that relative full court press, 3/4 court press we can call it. Wide open look for Meg Clark, slow rotation by the Auggies. She now gets it over to Audrey Clark in the post now. Kicking it out to Alexis Garcia. The Auggies reset. Mari Lee, who's faked a couple threes, passes on this one. Meg Clark has it again. Lachey Holt in the lane, going to go up from 8 feet, misses to the left of the rim, and Loquist loses the rebound. St. Kate's has it again. Is it 3 seconds? Oh, she traveled. It was Audrey Clark inside getting the loose ball, but she fell to her knees, and then as she tried to get up, must have moved that pivot foot, and a turnover for St. Kate's. Quaranta, Loquist, Fitzgerald out. And so the, 3 of the starters, McKee, Steinhaus, and Laughlin are in. Bednar and Orth in as well. Laughlin, crossover dribble, right elbow, going inside, left-handed floater, again good. She likes that middle of the lane and the left baseline, so Maria Laughlin now, after being shut out those first 5 or 6 minutes, has 4 points in a span of about 2 minutes. As the Wildcats try and answer, lead has been trimmed to 1. Meg Clark, left elbow. Audra Clark, left corner. Holt. Back to Audra. She goes inside. Holt's got an open 3 if she wants it. Instead, drives around. Orth gets closer, puts one up, misses. Holt punches the rebound, but no one's there for the Wildcats. Bednar almost hopped on 1 foot when she was getting that rebound. Instead, they don't call anything, and Augsburg comes away with it. Here's Laughlin. Going to the right corner in front of some Augsburg fans that have traveled across the river. Allison McKee to Bednar. Here's Orth. She's got 10 feet to work with. She banks it in. From the left baseline, she didn't have an angle, but used that rim to deflect it off the glass, and it fell through. Augsburg with their first lead of the day since it was 2-0. 16-15 with 8 minutes left here in the second. Meg Clark, left wing. Inside, Mari Lee. She's been great inside. This time, Hannah Steinhaus blocks it, and Maria Laughlin comes away with a loose ball. Going to see if she can catch the Wildcats off guard. Wow, pulls up for a 3. Short. Rebound for McKee, who had position. Oh, goodness. It looked like Audrey Clark had a clean block from behind. I think they're going to say she caught her on the body, maybe? And the foul on Clark is her first. Yeah, they're going to say that it was a push as she was going up. Oh, boy, I thought that Audrey Clark made a nice play on that ball, but they say no. So the first team foul for St. Kate's is Allison McKee. Will go to the line, makes the first free throw. Kennedy Jennings back in, along with Shauna Horsch. McKee, we mentioned, is the daughter of the late head coach Bill McKee. Died from cancer over the summer. Devastating loss for Augsburg and the MIAC as a whole, but even more so for Allison McKee, as the Wildcats, off a miss of the second free throw, advance it the other way. Audrey Clark put one up, missed. Kennedy Jennings was blocked, and Audrey Clark got it back, and they're going to call it jump ball as Jenna Orth tied her up as she went up for another attempt. So the Wildcats will keep it, still with the possession arrow. But to go back to head coach Bill McKee, his daughter Allison valiantly and incredibly kept her commitment to come to Augsburg and trying to honor her dad as best she can. She's a warrior, a fighter without a doubt. Coming over to this right wing is Meg Clark. Kennedy Jennings driving inside, finds Lachey Holt in the corner, jab, steps on Fitzgerald, crossover, dribble, step back, 3, misses long. 2 Wildcats there to try for the rebound, but they both fought each other for it, and it deflects out of bounds. It was Horsch and Meg Clark there. It deflects towards our cameraman today, might be filming footage for the Augie Awards, which the Augies already do, or St. Kate's Awards as well. I'm not quite sure, but we do have a cameraman in the house. As Quaranta brings it up, she's going to run point now with Laughlin out. Steinhaus coming over to Jenna Orth. She doesn't take 3s off and pump fakes, and then fakes a pass, puts one in from 5 feet. Nice play by Jenna Orth. Wildcats didn't know their personnel that time. Orth, not a great 3-point shooter. And then she made a nice move to fake the pass and get some extra space, as the Auggies have now rattled off 9 points in a row. It's a 9-0 run over the last 4 minutes, 19-15 the score. Meg Clark Gonna fake the pass and try a three. Misses badly, and Hannah Steinhaus with the rebound. Reverso puts up 2 fingers, says run this play. So the pick for Steinhaus. Up top here's Bednar. Driving right around the defender Horsch. The right-handed shot is no good by the lefty Bednar, and Kennedy Jennings, she was going to pass, stepped out of bounds. Looks like she was looking for Holt, who was underneath the basket, but Jennings couldn't pull the trigger and get it out of there. And so a turnover for St. Kate's. And Sean Pinkerton has dispatched of the coat. It's a little warm in Butler Center gym today, I'm not going to lie. Maybe I should dispatch of the sweatshirt, and then me and Sean can be on the same page. Inside, Quaranta, fade away. Oh, she made that shot tougher than it needed to be. She left it short. And diving for the ball is Bednar. She takes it away from St. Kate's. Thought Meg Clark had it. Jenna Orth tries to fire one inside, but Shauna Horsch on a nice deflection by Holt comes up with the ball, and a foul on Bridget Bednar after Horsch was able to take it away. Second on Bednar. See what they choose to do with her. Kennedy Jennings playing with 2 for St. Kate's. Turnovers so far today, 7 now for the Auggies, 6 for St. Kate's. And another one here for the Wildcats. Elena Quaranta put her hands up and deflected a pass by Audra Clark. Doubled now, though, is Quaranta. She's in a tight spot. Gets it away to Jenna Orth, who's got some space. Almost traveled. They didn't call it, and that pass is knocked away by Meg Clark. Clark gets it to Horsch, and here come the Wildcats. Good outlet pass to Audra Clark. She's got Kennedy Jennings on her right. Dishes it to her. Layup good. Nice job by Audra Clark and Kennedy Jennings, playing well in transition. Just the one defender back for the Auggies was not able to stop that pinpoint pass. Here's Quaranta driving inside for the Auggies. It's Fitzgerald now in the corner trying to get around Holt. She does, and leaves a bank shot short. Here's Holt pushing it up. Wide open is Meg Clark ahead of the field. Orth tries to come back and make a play. Foul and one! Count the bucket as Jenna Orth picks up her second foul. Great work by Meg Clark in the open floor. Orth made up a lot of ground, but Clark from the left side used that offhand very well and finished the play and gets to the line too. That's her first bucket today. It was 0 of 4. Everyone else had stepped on the floor before Clark made that one, had scored, and now Clark can join the club. Misses the free throw, and Loquist will come away with the rebound. Just the second rebound of the game for Augsburg, and we're 5 minutes into the second quarter, halfway through the second quarter. Laughlin against the zone defense, inside for Steinhaus, dribbles it off her own foot, out to Fitzgerald now. Fitzgerald kicks it to Laughlin. Good closeout by Meg Clark. Knows Laughlin's a good three-point shooter. Driving around Clark is Laughlin. Throws one up wildly and misses. 3 Auggies are there. The Wildcats are just standing around, but this time Audra Clark comes away with it. 3 Wildcats were inside but didn't make a play on the ball. Thankfully, Audra Clark finally got her hands on it. Kennedy Jennings outside. Lachey Holt, good ball movement. Takes the 3, misses long. Kennedy Jennings is there again, though. 5 rebounds a game. She's the second leading rebounder on the Wildcats. Rolling out is a layup attempt by Holt. She was double-teamed right at the bucket. It was a tough one. She almost had it. Instead, the Auggies are able to take it away as this game is now tied 19-19 with 4 minutes to go in the second quarter. Fast-paced game. You wouldn't be able to tell it by the score of 19-19, but this one's been up and down. Loquist, Laughlin now, guarded by Horsch. Laughlin picks up the dribble, gets it over to Fitzgerald. Free throw line, Steinhaus, good rotation inside to Loquist, who puts it up and in. It's that rotation defense. If you can find a free throw line pass, that usually breaks it down, and it did there. Speaking of good passing, it's Holt to Jennings, count it, and the foul. Lachey Holt has had a couple dimes today, and Jessica Loquist will pick up foul number 2. Fitzgerald and Steinhaus are going to go to the bench. See the first of Megan Quam today for Augsburg. Nelson McKee, Laughlin Orth, and Jessica Loquist back in as well. Kennedy Jennings at the line. Good. Jennings 61% from the stripe and converted there. St. Kate's an even 70% on the season. Jennings will check out. And Mari Lee will come back in. Starting 5 on the floor for St. Kate's, who are back on top, 22-21. Laughlin inside for Quam, the first year. One of a few first years contributing for Augsburg. Lilquist in the corner, and leaving her man was Meg Clark, but missing wildly was Laughlin. Offensive rebound by Augsburg, and Megan Quam, who got the pass from Jenna Orth, is able to put it in and get the lead back for the Auggies. Air balls always create a difficult rebounding situation, and the beneficiary that time was Jenna Orth. Inside, Audra Clark off the glass, misses long, very heavy against the window, and the rebound for Jessica Lilquist. Here comes Maria Laughlin with under 3 minutes to go. 14 fouls on St. Kate's. The next one will put the Auggies in the bonus. Missing a floater was Laughlin from 10 feet. The Wildcats come away with the rebound. They're out rebounding the Auggies 6-3. Right wing, there is Audra Clark. Up top, Lachey Holt. Drives around Orth. Inside, left hand. She's ambidextrous too. She's shown that in the passing game today with the left. And this time, puts one in from 5 feet. Tickles the twine. And Lachey Holt now has, 4 points. She hasn't had a rough shooting day so far, but 4 points and converts there. Orth looking inside to Quam, who's doubled. They reverse the pass all the way across the floor. It's Laughlin, who misses a three. There's Audra Clark on the rebound. Clark going to try and take it herself as she brings it up, pushes quick, crossed over dribble, picks up her dribble now. Outside Shauna Horch, pump fake, three, no good. Rebound for Megan Quam, who takes it away from her teammate Jessica Lilquist. Allison McKee will advance it slowly. Right wing now pushing inside on Holt, doubled by Mari Lee right in the corner. Tough spot, she might have to call a timeout, and she does. Allison McKee burns a timeout, and we could use the break. Goodness, what time is it right now? It's 3:33. This game started at about 3 o'clock, and we played 18 and a half game minutes in about a half hour. That's pretty quick. We haven't had a lot of stoppages. Neither team has been in the penalty. We have had, 4 fouls this quarter by St. Kate's, 1 for the Auggies, so 5 combined fouls. I believe in the first quarter there were only 5 combined fouls. And this might be the first timeout that either team has used. Of course, there were the couple injury timeouts for Marie Fitzgerald and Maria Laughlin. They have since returned to the game for Augsburg. For fitness equipment, treadmills, home gyms, exercise bikes, weights, and more, it's Push Pedal Pull. The exercise equipment experts ready to help you with your fitness needs online. PushPedalPull.com, a proud supporter of St. Kate's Wildcats sports. Stick around, 90 seconds from now. Sarah Eisenhower, the indemnable one, the irreplaceable one, will come up and talk to us about her time here at St. Kate's. Sports Information Director moves on to her new position as Associate Commissioner of the UMAC. Maria Laughlin, wide open three as they return to play. She misses that one short. Lachey Holt with the rebound, another one for her. Lachey has been crashing the glass. She now has, 6 rebounds. Goodness. Holt up top, leading everyone in rebounding today. Now there's Meg Clark, rotates it to Audra Clark. Mari Lee, left wing. Shauna Horsch up top again. Working the perimeter are the Wildcats. They float it over the top and inside. Good double down by Augsburg. Makes Audra Clark give it up, but a three is open for Horsch. She misses, and the rebound is for Maria Laughlin on the bounce. 1 minute to go with Augsburg trailing the Wildcats by 1. Allison McKee is going to reset the offense. 17 on the shot clock. Plenty of time to work with. Jessica Lilquist. Oh, no-look pass over in the corner to Fitzgerald. She had the three. Didn't want it. Holt thought about doubling down, and caught in between was Marie Fitzgerald. She was thinking about floating it to Quam or putting it up at the hoop. Instead, she kind of just threw one at the front rim from about 5 feet, and it deflected out of bounds. So the Wildcats will take possession. 37 on the game clock, 30 on the shot clock. Not really a 2-for-1 possibility. As quick as this offense moves for St. Kate's, you'd think maybe, but going the whole length of the floor and getting a good shot in 7 seconds can be tough. They're just going to play their regular offense. Audra Clark. Now it's Mari Lee. Up top, Shauna Horsch. Another open three. Closing out was Lilquist. Poking it away was Maria Laughlin on the pass attempt from Horsch. Over in the corner, it's Meg Clark. 8 on the shot clock. You can hear the countdown in the background. Mari Lee, guarded by Quam, had to pick up her dribble. Has to put one up. A challenge shot. Misses. Tipped around by Allison McKee, and Maria Laughlin has it with 5 on the game clock. She's going to have to put up a long three she dribbles to 15 feet and takes a jumper, but she left it short. Maria Laughlin covered a lot of ground there to go the entire length of the court in 5 seconds, and she got to a point where she had a jumper, but she pulls her headband down over her eyes for a moment and says, I probably should have done better with that one. Her attempt at the buzzer goes begging, and the Augsburg Auggies will head to the locker room. Your Wildcats take a 24-23 lead to the break. Just some stats here after they update on StKatesAthletics.com. And we mentioned we'll bring you Sarah Eisenhower at the half here, too, in just a moment. Glenn Thompson says, I got to get this headset ready. Come on, Glenn, figure it out. We got this. Glenn, the best engineer in the business, and now he's knocked me out. No one can hear me. Now you can hear me again. Great work. Great work. There you go. What?
We heard you all along.
Well, I don't think you can hear anything anymore, being the advanced age that you are. Can you hear me now? Yeah, you can hear me because you got the headset on. Look, you're not allowed to talk in this broadcast. Okay, I'm kidding. Let's keep it between the lines here, Glenn. You and me can coexist for an hour and a half, okay?
All right, can you hear me now?
Okay, yeah, I can hear you, but that's enough of you, all right? That's just that's it. That no one wants to hear either of us, and if they have to put up with one of us, I don't know how to break it to you, but it's going to be me. Sarah Eisenhower downstairs getting some stats together. And we'll remind you that transporting Wildcat athletes is Northfield Lines Incorporated. If you have travel needs, make sure to reach out to Northfield Lines. They're dedicated to ensuring that your travel experience is a positive one. Call to request a quote or to make a reservation at 888-670-8068 or visit their website, northfieldlines.com.
I've got my ace in the hole over here, Mike. If you cut me off, I got this one.
oh, joy. Thank you, Glenn. Providing innovative food and beverage solutions since 1955, Midwest Vending, servicing organizations large and small throughout the Twin Cities, including St. Kate's University, proud to offer unwavering integrity, in-demand products, innovative technology, and personal attention. That's the best combination you can think of as a consumer, right? Give them a call, 952-707-1990. In the Twin Cities for shopping, sports, visiting, or that weekend getaway, why not stay at Best Western Plus, the Bloomington Hotel? I mean, I can tell you, I've been out to that Best Western. Not only is it a fantastic environment, great amenities, and they keep the place immaculate, but everything's right there. If you want to go anywhere, you're within walking distance or, at the very least, Ubering distance of Best Western Plus. Just across Killebrew Drive from the Mall of America, their professional staff specialize in true hospitality. Gorgeous decor throughout, and the best in-house dining at the Red Rosa Italian Grill. www.bestwesternbloomington.com. Stats at the half. St. Kate's, we mentioned, rebound-wise. As we look at our stats, they were doing a good job after getting out-rebounded by St. Thomas and St. Mary's by a combined 27. They were winning the rebound battle, 24-22. Also have 8 offensive rebounds, so they've created some extra chances. Either team shooting exceptionally well, as Augsburg's at 35%, St. Kate's at 29%. The teams combined are just 1 of 17 from downtown, and we mentioned the quick pace of this first half. Only 6 free throws between the two teams, a couple of those for St. Kate's coming on 3-point plays. Sarah Eisenhower, okay, how much time do you have so I can know how emotional to make this interview? I'm either going to make you or the listeners cry about how you're going to leave.
I got about 4 minutes.
You have about 4 minutes. Okay.
I prefer it not be that long.
You prefer it not be that long? 4 minutes is too long? Come on, Sarah Eisenhower. Okay, tell us where you're going now. So this is your last day here at St. Kate's. You've got Kelsey Whaley from the MIAC office to come in and replace you. Big shoes to fill, we know that. But tell us how everything came about here as you're moving to your new position as UMAC Associate Commissioner.
Sure. The position opened up in the fall after Natalie, who is also an MIAC intern, former intern. She left her position and it opened up, and I had an opportunity for advancing into a position that would allow me more administrative opportunities, which is what I'm looking for in my professional career. So leaving St. Kate's is not something that I wanted to do. It's been really hard when you've been somewhere for this long and get to know people and enjoy your experience. It's always hard leaving, but we'll be transitioning on Monday to the UMAC and looking forward to something a little bit different, change of pace, and an opportunity to kind of, again, like I said, grow as an administrator and still stay in the world of sports information.
Second question, how can you do this to us? As if this isn't hard enough.
Hey,
I'm going to pile on. How in the world?
It's just as hard on me. Trust me.
You know, maybe it is now, but you'll get over it. See, we here are going to sit here and be like, where has our Sarah Eisenhower
You're not going to
gone?
notice a difference. Kelsey's got a ton of experience and has been jumped right in and done a really great job taking over the last week and a half. So
she's good. It's very new, and it
new.
Still hurts. Okay,
I think Glenn is the most upset about
Glenn
it.
is devastated. I don't know. When I saw the look on,
I'm very devastated.
When I saw the look on Tom Witchin, our boss's face, when I walked in, I said, "What's wrong?" And I was like, "Oh, that's right. It's Sarah's last day." Then he went over and talked to you, and I think I saw from the distance a single tear tears. So roll down that right eye
Tom.
of his.
Well, I'm going to miss working with all of you. It's been a good experience.
Well, I got to tell you, you always do a great job for us, being sincere now, because I can just rant and rave this BS all day. But you always do a great job for us whenever we show up. Your accommodations have always been fantastic. No one creates better notes for us. You've always gone above and beyond. No SIDs at any D3 school do that. So
they do. They do it in a different way. But
they do it in a different way. Like, here's one sheet of paper with one note. You're like, here's a sheet of paper crammed to the brim with everything you need to know. So you make our lives very easy. You've done an excellent job here, and we certainly wish you luck. Now, keep in touch, okay? I know where are the UMAC offices? I don't even know.
On the campus of Northwestern in the Roseville area. But I'll be in town. I'll be around. I will be at St. Kate's. Still a Wildcat fan.
So angry.
Can I throw in a comment here?
Yeah.
This is kind of my goodbye here, too. But of all the places we go, and we go to a lot of them, Mike.
We do.
This is far and away my favorite.
Oh, Glenn, thank you.
And in large part because of you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
and
I'm really, and I could be blowing smoke, but I'm really telling you the truth.
Oh, I'm going to cry.
Really
Stop. I did enough of that yesterday.
It is true. Like, honestly, the lots of places that we go, we always have, it seems like, some kind of difficulty with something. But here, whenever we come here,
everything works.
We like to accommodate and make sure things go well.
You do a great job.
You're the best, and nobody's better.
Yeah, the UMAC is very lucky to have you now, and we really appreciate all your help over the years.
Thank you. Thanks for coming out and doing a good job. Covering this great team.
Angry St. Kate's fans.
Angry fans.
Sarah Eisenhower at umacathletics.com, or just go to their offices at Northwestern St. Paul and knock on the door, because I imagine that you got too big of a heart to turn them away.
I would not, but I don't know that we're going to have any angry fans tracking me down.
There will be mobs at the gates, let me tell you that.
I hope not.
There will be angry broadcasters.
There's already apparently a few of them up here.
That's
good. Not angry, just sad.
Good.
Just sad.
Okay, leave on a high note, because that was a funny comment.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Sarah.
Thanks for coming up, Sarah. Good luck.
Thanks.
Always does an excellent job, Sarah Eisenhower, leaving us but on to bigger things with the UMAC and, advancing the career. Like you said, you can't blame anyone for going out and doing what they love to do, wanting to advance in the field and get better at what they do. And then, hey, maybe one day come back and do something here at St. Kate's again. We certainly would love to see that, but Sarah's done an excellent job. She makes sure that StKatesAthletics.com, the website you can always check out for all of your needs on St. Kate's Athletics. It's always updated, always looking good. The stats, the archives, the live broadcast. She is who is to thank for all of them as she departs us and goes to the UMAC and back down to her post at the scoring table at courtside. Sad stuff. It is sad. It is a little sad. There's no doubt. Go ahead and give you one more comment on Sarah now that she's gone. Okay, do we really like Sarah? No, I'm kidding. She's great.
Sarah's the best.
She is the best.
Absolutely the best.
She is the best. It hurts the heart and it hurts the mind that she is gone. But hey, you can never blame anybody for going and advancing their career and doing what's best for them.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's we move on. We go one step at another time. It sounds like it's going to be a neat promotion for her.
Definitely.
And move up in her career. So really, we wouldn't want her to stay just for us.
No, that would be selfish.
We wouldn't want to hold her back.
And God knows we are not selfish people.
No.
Never been selfish.
Except when we were.
Yeah, like all the time.
Yeah.
Except for that. Now we understand, though. Sarah's put in a lot of great years here, and we really appreciate everything that she has done. So, Sarah Eisenhower, first, I can tell you that I've worked with Kelsey Whaley a number of times in a number of different capacities, whether it be at the MIAC, whether it be during games. She came over and statted a couple games at Augsburg. I've been here for a couple of games that she's worked. She does an incredible job as well. Still definitely learning.
That was going to be my next question. Yeah. Give us the inside scoop on Kelsey.
Yeah, I think that this is going to be, a bit newer for her in the sense that she's never been like full-time SID person out of college. She did a lot of great work at St. Norbert. She's been on MIAC Weekly, which is my show, which you can find at MIACathletics.com, at MIAC Athletics on Twitter. She was on, I believe it was like right around August. So you can go back and listen to that interview if you'd like. But I worked with her in that capacity, worked live games with her as well. She does a great job, is a go-getter. And she also did the MIAC, I believe it was volleyball camp tour for the MIAC. If you want to check out some of her work, you can check it out there as well, MIACathletics.com.
So she's very highly experienced.
Highly experienced and can do a variety of different things. We're trading one ace for another ace.
Yeah.
So
I'm looking forward to it. It ought to be fun. And it's not goodbye. It's just kind of a, we'll see you later.
Yeah, best
looking forward to the next step.
Yeah, best wishes, and we'll keep tabs on Sarah. So thanks again to her, not only for all that she's done here with us throughout our years with TJ Broadcast Serves over here at the St. Kate's campus here in the Butler Center, but for coming out at halftime as well. And we wish her the best of luck, and we welcome Kelsey Whaley to the new position of Sports Information Director. Oh my God, you're killing my ears here, Glenn. There we go, beautiful. Glenn Thompson, engineer, is joining me here today. Tom Witchin, I believe, stuck around for a little bit. Is he still over there? Yeah, he's still over there, undoubtedly on popcorn number 4, just destroying the popcorn stand here at St. Kate's.
Just remember, if you hear and see any mistakes in the broadcast today, we put them there intentionally to see if you're paying attention.
He won't listen to this broadcast.
No, I'm talking about anybody else.
The boss is mailing it in.
Yeah.
He's mailing it in, and you need to pop more popcorn at the popcorn stand, because at this point it is just it's a barren landscape because Tom Witchin has ransacked the entire thing. Anyway, stats from the half. We mentioned the rebounding. We mentioned the shooting. Individual stats, no more than 6 points on either side for anyone. 6 for Mari Lee. All those came from in close early on. And 6 points for Jessica Lilquist for the Auggies. Every player that has seen the floor for St. Kate's has scored. Balanced attack so far. 5 for Kennedy Jennings, along with 4 rebounds. 5 rebounds also for Audra Clark getting in on the action. She's also got 3 assists and 2 points. Filling up that stat sheet along with a steal. 6 steals overall for St. Kate's. 3 of those credited to Shauna Horsch. And we mentioned the shooting percentages. Just 6 free throws. That is crazy. 6 free throws combined between the two teams, and 1 for 17 from beyond the arc. It's a product of very good defense. St. Kate's has perhaps struggled a bit in the defensive department, aside from forcing turnovers this year, giving up I believe it's 8th most points in the MIAC, but scoring the 5th most. And you can see why when you watch St. Kate's go up and down the floor and push the pace. They've got great outlet passes from those that rebound, including point forward, point guard, power forward, whatever you want to call it. Shea Holt, she again can play all 5 positions. But you also have Audra Clark and Shauna Horsch, those that are inside that can make those plays as well. And stop touching me, Glenn. I'm trying to do a broadcast here. Will you stop it? There. Can you hear me now? Yeah, okay. Thank you. People could hear me before. If I can hear me, that means they can hear me, as long as you're doing your job. Okay, thank you. You've got the outlet passes from those rebounders, and you can see that that's something that Sean Pinkerton and the Wildcats have worked on in their practices, and going up and down the court and using that fast break style offense is something that they emphasize without a doubt and works for them. A lot of their points having come in transition here today. We have the fast break point stat here. No, we don't. That's okay. That's totally fine. 15 combined turnovers between the two sides, so it has been a relatively clean half turnover-wise. Mentioned that the Auggies are the team with the fewest turnovers in the league per game, but that's 15 turnovers per game. So if both of these teams have 15 turnovers by the end of this one, and you're talking about a relatively clean game. The two teams have taken the floor. There's 1:39 left here in this halftime break. Wildcats are up 24-23. Put your trust in Dolan Printing. They want to keep your printing job within your budget. That's why they make sure you have access to accurate pricing quotes. Dolan Printing offers cost transparency, so you can feel comfortable knowing our premier services are affordable. Visit their website for more information at www.dolanprinting.com. Another Wildcat booster is McGaw Construction, building for the next generation. They have unsurpassed reputations for quality workmanship, create value engineering, and innovative solutions, delivering projects on time and on budget. At the heart of who they are, McGaw Construction value the passion and commitment that drives their reputation for quality. www.mcgaw.com. Before they come out from the break, let's check the MIAC scoreboard, because there are a number of important games going around in every sport today, women's basketball included. Some men's basketball scores. How about this? Oh, no, I misread it. For a second, I was about to freak out and jump over this railing that we're at, but I thought I saw Hamlin 85, St. Thomas 82. It was 82-65 St. Thomas with the victory in men's basketball. They're now 14-1 in the MIAC. Hamlin drops to 2-13. Concordia and Gustavus go to double overtime. How about an NBA score? 114-107. Concordia outlasts Gustavus, and that might very well put a nail in the coffin of the Gustavus season. They pretty much needed to win out in order to make the playoffs. St. Olaf beat Carleton 68-59 in a crosstown battle. Bethel on the road against McAllister. They win by 21. And St. John's and St. Mary's happening now. St. John's always with that 3 o'clock tip-off, of course, because they do not have women's basketball. And the 3 o'clock games are usually women's basketball, so men's basketball plays at 3 for the Johnnies, who are taking out St. Mary's. First possession inside Jessica Lilquist as Augsburg comes out with the ball. Allison McKee, right wing. Off the pick is Jessica Lilquist, and now it's Hannah Steinhaus. Out top, it's Fitzgerald, rotating to McKee. Wide open 3. Misses. Rebound inside. Lilquist puts it up off the glass and in. Jessica Lilquist working the boards as she now has 4 rebounds and her 7th and 8th points to lead the way for Augsburg. Steinhaus goes for a steal, misses it. Here comes Audra Clark. Inside and recovering to Steinhaus to come away with the steal. Clark may have been wise to take that herself, and there's steal number 5 for Augsburg on the day. Laughlin off the pick of Lilquist. Driving inside on Mari Lee. Floater, good! Laughlin, 6 points. Her and Lachey Holt have struggled from the field. 3 of 12 is Laughlin. 2 of 11 is Holt. Jennings inside. There's Audra Clark. Clark puts it up and in over Jessica Lilquist. Audra Clark, who has the quickness of a guard, showing that she can play inside a bit too. Here come the Auggies back at St. Kate's. Clark 11th in the league in scoring. She's maybe choosing to play inside a bit more as McKee tries a wraparound pass to Steinhaus inside. They get it out to Lilquist. 18-foot jumper, no good. Knocked away by Mari Lee. Nope, it was Allison McKee that touched it last, and so the Wildcats will get the ball. So perhaps Audra Clark maybe thinking it's better to play inside over these last few games. In her last 5 from beyond the arc, she's just 1 of 16. The Wildcats have been struggling as a whole from deep, 20 of 90 over their last 5. Mari Lee has the Wildcats advance to the front court. Kicks it to Horsch. Zone defense for the Auggies, playing that 2-3. Clark up top to Meg Clark. Audra Clark, now she's going to fire a 3. She misses inside Mari Lee with a nice rebound. Puts up the follow, and she's fouled by Hannah Steinhaus. And that's was that number 2 on Hannah? I thought that might be number 3, but nope, number 2 on Hannah Steinhaus. Active shooting, so Mari Lee will go to the line. Lee so far on the season, 87%. Doesn't get much better than that, and she makes the first. Mari had a season-high 15 points against St. Thomas and was 6 of 8 from the field 2 games ago. She only took 2 shots last game against St. Mary's, someone that likes to let the game come to her. And she's doing that effectively here today. She has points number 7 and 8 to lead the Wildcats. They retake a 28-27 lead. Laughlin drives inside. Another floater off the glass is in. That is her game. She can also shoot the 3, though. Tough to know how to defend Maria Laughlin from the Wildcats against that 3-quarter court press. At the free throw line, here's Clark. She turns, puts it up, misses. Fitzgerald the rebound as the Auggies will advance it back. Here's Allison McKee. Just 1 point. She was 0 of 4 in the first half. To Fitzgerald. Trying to post up his Steinhaus. Laughlin looking for. Instead, they go the other way. It's McKee in front of her own bench. Fitzgerald in the corner. Going to fire a 3. Misses it. And the rebound is easy for Meg Clark. Rebound number 3 for her. Here comes St. Kate's. Audra Clark playing point guard now. She can do a lot. Kennedy Jennings gathers in the ball that was poked away from Clark. Rotated in front of us, Shauna Horsch. Doubled by Marie Fitzgerald. She doesn't know where she's supposed to be, and the Wildcats can't take advantage, at least for the moment. It deflects away to Audra Clark. Over in the corner, Mari Lee thought she was going to try a 3. Instead, it's Shauna Horsch. 5 on the shot clock. Up top, dribbling inside. Audra Clark floats it for Lee. Up and fouled. Hannah Steinhaus. 2 quick ones on Steinhaus. Make that 3 on the game. That was an excellent job by Audra Clark. She's penetrating very well to that free throw line, getting inside and making plays for others. Audra has 3 assists, as we mentioned. As Mari Lee, 87%, makes another one. Bridget Bednar will check in. I think it's Steinhaus. Yep, she's going to check out those 3 fouls. But Clark with the inside play, but then also drives to the free throw line and floated it. Good awareness from her of the clock because there were only 2 or 3 seconds left on the shot clock. Knew that she had that split second to get it inside to Mari Lee, who drew the foul. She makes both. It's 30-29 with 7 minutes left in the third quarter. Marie Fitzgerald. Stolen away by Meg Clark, and she floats it ahead to Mari Lee, who is running the break as the center for this team. Shauna Horsch now has it. Cross court, it's Meg Clark. Drives to the elbow. In the corner, here's Audra Clark. Long 3, no. Mari Lee gets the rebound, though. St. Kate's doing nothing but creating second chances when they miss. Shauna Horst drives inside. Nice dish. And right under the basket, back to Audra Clark, and she lays it in. Clark to Clark, Meg to Audra. And so Audra, who's been giving the entire game, gets a little bit in return from Meg, who picks up her first assist, and there's points 3 and 4 for Audra Clark. Maria Laughlin inside, one-on-one against Loquist. The double comes. Allison McKee is the open man. 3 is good. Augsburg was previously 0 of 8. Now they join St. Kate's at 1 of 9 from beyond the arc. Kennedy Jennings, athletic, inside, layup, good. Good drive against Jessica Lilquist. She used the athleticism to get around Jessica. Jessica recovered, and then she just lowered that shoulder a bit right into her, created some space, and made the layup. 34-32, St. Kate's back on top. Much better offensive quarter from both sides. McKee, after that first made 3, tries another one, misses. And it was Audra Clark inside with the rebound, but she's tied up by Bridget Bednar, and the possession arrow went the way of St. Kate's the first 2 times here today, and with the switch of the possession arrow each quarter, it goes to St. Kate's again. So 3 possession arrows, 3 possessions for the Wildcats. Here's Lachey Holt. She sat for 4.5 minutes of this third quarter. She checks in for Shauna Horst. We mentioned she's only playing 24 minutes per game, which makes it that much more incredible that she's putting up the numbers that she is. Lachey Holt, wide open is Meg Clark. She doesn't take it. Audra Clark will. Right wing 3, misses. Lachey Holt the rebound. Powering up inside, and I think it was partially deflected by Bridget Bednar. It falls to Allison McKee. Here comes Augsburg, who will pull it out as they don't have numbers. Marie Fitzgerald over to Allison McKee in the corner in front of head coach Ted Reverso. McKee driving on Mari Lee, who recovers nicely. Good defense, but a nice finish by McKee with the left hand. Tied up here at 34 is McKee with points number 2 and 3. First field goal of the day for her. Got an away from the ball foul, and I believe it's on 24. No, that can't be right. Who do we have? 34. Marie Fitzgerald picks up her first. Popping out is Meg Clark in the corner to try and take a 3. Instead, she thinks better of it, kicks to Audra Clark. Audra back to Meg, who again passes on a 3, drives inside, has a layup if she wants it. Instead, to Lachey Holt. Corner 3, good! Lachey Holt, 34% from deep this year, and she doesn't take long, just 45 seconds after checking in, to make her presence known here in the second half. She's now got 7. Floater inside by the Auggies, misses. Lachey Holt with the rebound. She tries to push. Audra Clark. What do they call here? 50-50 call. I was looking at the ref that was closest. He didn't make the call. They're going to call a block on number 34 again, Marie Fitzgerald. Her second in as many trips by the Wildcats. And the sub here is Shauna Horsch for Mari Lee. Get our live stats working again here, and they have frozen. Sad day. Yeah, we'll figure it out. No more live stats. Yeah. We'll use the live stats in this old head of mine. Can't trust that. You never can. Not going to be able to trust that at all. Well, we'll do our best. Lachey Holt has the ball for the Wildcats off the inbound. Kennedy Jennings, far corner. There's Shauna Horsch. Right wing, Alexis Garcia now checked in. Audra Clark back to Holt. One-on-one against Fitzgerald. Step back. No, she fakes it. Inside. It's Audra Clark. Misses. Bridget Bednar the rebound. Nice look by Lachey Holt. Number of great passes here today. That time Audra Clark amongst the trees couldn't finish. Elena Quaranta back in for the Auggies. Kicks it over to Marie Fitzgerald. She drives baseline around Holt. Nice pass to Quaranta. Far corner. That's Orth for 3. Misses. Rebound for Alexis Garcia, but she kicked it away. Bednar going to go inside. Gets it over to Loquist across the paint. She loses it. This might be another jump ball. It is. And for the first time today, the jump ball arrow faces Augsburg, or favors Augsburg, I should say. As Kennedy Jennings will take a seat, and Mari Lee will check back in. Short rest for her, about a minute and a half. 37-34 the score here, kind of the game we expected. Now we're scoring as Jenna Orth off the inbounds pass with a 10-foot jumper from the baseline and drains it. Jenna now has 6, along with Jessica Lilquist. Holt inside, double. Did she travel? She did. It was Quaranta and Bednar who came over on the double, and Holt, she was trying to step through, kind of slipped and took that extra step, lifted up that pivot foot. Quaranta inbounds to Orth. Get you some MIAC women's basketball scores and a couple hockey games underway as well. And we'll get those to you in just a moment as Elena Quaranta drives inside. She takes the contact and is fouled by Mari Lee. That is Lee's first. And to the line is Elena Quaranta. Quaranta, the other first year, we mentioned Megan Quam. Elena Quaranta is a promising first year for Augsburg. First free throw misses. Probably hear it in our boom mic. That one rattled the rim as Maria Laughlin will check in. Checking in for St. Kate's. It's Meg Clark going to check in for Audra. Quaranta on the season is 61% from the line. Played in all 20 games for the Auggies. Makes the second. 6th on the team in scoring with 6 points a game. Laughlin and Loquist leading the way in that category, and Bednar's third. Come the Wildcats quickly. Mari Lee is going to take the three this time. Oh, it rattles out. It was halfway down. Bridget Bednar the rebound. Elena Quaranta now has it. Lachey Holt went for the steal, but now backs off. Auggies using that three-quarter court press some today. Haven't seen St. Kate's employ it as of yet. Quaranta off the screen, kicks it back out to Loquist. Loquist, far side. That is Laughlin in front of our crowd today of about 150. Quaranta, right elbow, over to Orth. Cross-court pass again to Laughlin over the top of the defense. Nice job by Holt. She poked it away, but they called the foul. Thought Lachey had gotten her hands on that legally, but they say no. And Lachey will pick up foul number 1. It's number 4 on St. Kate. So the next one puts the Auggies with 2.5 minutes here to go in the third in the penalty. Quaranta open as Orth in the corner. She inbounds with a new shot clock. Orth going to drive. Good help by Alexis Garcia. Kicks it out to Elena Quaranta, who makes the three. Nope, they're going to say she's on the line. That's a 2. Quaranta the long jumper and a quick 5-0 run. Pardon me, a 5-2 run for the Auggies as it's now 39-37. Inside, Holt trying to tie it. Puts it up and in. Lachey Holt using that left hand again. And watch out, if she gets a couple of those inside and gets it going, she can really be a problem for the defense. Quaranta, another long 2. Misses this one. Rebound by Lilquist. She got the hand in just before Meg Clark could take it away. Maria Laughlin resets on the left wing. Drives inside, floats one, misses, but they're going to call a foul, I believe, on the floor. And it is against number 12. That is Meg Clark, her first. Kennedy Jennings back. Shauna Horsch out. 1:48 here to go in the third. Quaranta to inbound. Lilquist driving inside off the inbounds pass and makes it. She just curled off a screen and got the ball about 10 feet from the bucket. Used that right hand to lay it in. Auggies back on top. Holt drives, kicks. Knocked away by Orth, out of bounds. And here's Audra Clark returning. Alexis Garcia will leave. And Allison McKee going to come back in for Jenna Orth. St. Kate's has only used 7 today. Tightening up that rotation as these games get more important. Corner 3 off the inbounds pass is Meg Clark. She misses. Holt has position. Left-hand layup misses on the putback, but Meg Clark now has it. She throws it away. Bridget Bednar has it, and diving was Audra Clark, but couldn't take it away. In the backcourt, Bednar trying to regain herself. She does, and the Auggies start to push again. Elena Quaranta has the outlet pass from Laughlin. McKee now is going to slow it down, top of the key. Guarded by Audra Clark. Clark to Bednar, who almost loses it. Lachey right on her, and Bednar fell over. Kicked it to Quaranta, who's feeling it from outside, but misses this 3. Lilquist inside with the rebound and the putback. Auggies now extend to their biggest lead of 4. Clock under a minute. Mari Lee in the corner for St. Kate's. Out top, Lachey Holt. Thinks about a 3. Quaranta steps up. Now Holt is going to try and drive. Kicks it to Kennedy Jennings, who passes it to Meg Clark. Clark inside to Audra Clark. And she misses. A chippy one, but couldn't quite put it down. Oh, goodness. Audra had a look right at the bucket. And instead she passed it to Meg, who overcooked that layup attempt. Quaranta off a screen. Tried to go around Kennedy Jennings. Mari Lee knocked it away, and it went off Allison McKee. Mari Lee with the finger on it, and McKee thought about trying to go after it, and they're going to say it hit her finger and went out of bounds. So a turnover for the Auggies. And the Wildcats will get the final possession here of this third quarter. It was just 24-23 at the half. Wildcats have scored 15. Augsburg scored 20 here in this third quarter. Much better offensive display. 8 on the clock, and it's stolen away by Hannah Steinhaus, who has a wide open layup attempt, and she makes it. Oh, goodness, a big mistake by the Wildcats as time will expire. Just trying to set up the offense were the Wildcats, and Hannah Steinhaus on a pass attempt from Audra Clark stepped in front, poked it away, and had nothing but clear sailing and green fields ahead. Was able to take her time and lay it in as the third quarter comes to an end. And the Augies end on a flurry, a 6-0 run, make it 10-2 overall. And it's 45-39. The Augies are on top on the road. Huge and important game for them. They are 6-7. If they can get to 7-7, and Bethel should lose today, that would put them within just a game of the Royals. And remember that Augies do have the tie break. See if we can check some scores from around the conference. All 3 o'clock games, Gustavus and Concordia. I don't believe that one's probably gotten underway because of the double overtime game that the men played before that. And yeah, I don't see any score update from there. See if Twitter has anything to say about all these women's games. Yeah, okay, they are underway. It looks like on Twitter we have just now. Quick update. Social media is great, isn't it? Hannah Jeske hits a 3 for the Cobbers, and it's 16-11. Concordia is on top of Gustavus in a big clash between the third and fourth teams in MIAC women's basketball standings. Men's basketball, St. Mary's is charging hard on the Johnnies with 15 minutes to go in that one, 61-58. The Johnnies are on top, but the Cardinals have hit 3 threes in a row. Let's see what else we have as we get back to play. And in men's hockey, the Cobbers upset the Tommies. Oh, excuse me, in women's hockey, the Cobbers upset the Tommies 1-0. Possession was for St. Kate's. They get nothing on the first chance of the fourth quarter. Down 6 here as we get back to play. Jessica Lilquist has the ball at the top of the key for the Augies. Elena Quaranta, guarded by Audra Clark. They push it far side to Allison McKee. Lachey Holt right on her. Maria Laughlin, cross-court pass, collects, takes a 3 and drains it. Maria Laughlin hasn't had her usual touch today for Augsburg, but after a 2 for 11 first half, she's starting to rack up the points. As knocked away again from Shauna Horish by Hannah Steinhaus, and another steal for Hannah. Elena Quaranta to Allison McKee from 18, misses, and the rebound, good one by Meg Clark. And they're going to call a push on Hannah Steinhaus, and that is her 4th. Another big foul. Hannah has been a nightmare for the Wildcats on the defensive end. Has poked away pass after pass, including the last one that extended the Augsburg lead to 6. Now it's 9. It is a 13-2 run for Augsburg. Inside Mari Lee, one-on-one against Jessica Lilquist. Little hook shot, misses, and Marie Fitzgerald swoops in for the rebound. Maria Laughlin coming back the other way for the Augies. They might want to milk some clock now. Still plenty of time left, but a 9-point lead. Slow it down to their pace. Wildcats can strike quick. Maria Laughlin going to go to 15 feet. One-hander, makes it. Goodness. Maria Laughlin wants to turn everything into a one-handed floater, and that one was from 15, and she put it right in. Lachey Holt driving inside, puts it up, good! Draws the foul and one. It was on Maria Laughlin. That's just number 1 on her, but Lachey Holt, when she senses danger, seems like she's never afraid to take things into her own hands. Drives the length of the court. Gets the hoop and the harm. She puts that one in. It's 50-43, make it 50-42 after that free throw. And there's going to be a timeout called by head coach Sean Pinkerton. Try and harness that energy that Lachey Holt just created and use it for good. 4 great sponsors here at St. Kate's that we rely on all year long. They've hopped on board this year, and we are so happy for that. Cone Escalators and Elevators, the industry-leading elevator, escalator, auto walk, and innovative solutions for sustainable maintenance leader. Call their customer care center at 877-276-8691 to find their nearest office. Welcome to Shapco Printing. How about Shapco, a full-service print solution provider, producing the highest quality print communications reliably and consistently for customers across the globe. Shapco has received numerous awards from a variety of prestigious organizations located at 1109 Zane Avenue North in Minneapolis. Visit www.shapco.com for more information. Auggies come out of the break with Maria Laughlin on a jumper. She misses. Lachey Holt, a strong rebound. She took a lot of contact. She outruns 3 Auggies into the front court. She's got major options. Just stops in the lane, takes a short jumper, and it's blocked by Maria Laughlin. Oh, an aggressive rebound that Hannah Steinhaus tries to rip away from Meg Clark. They call it jump ball, and it is St. Kate's ball. Head coach Sean Pinkerton talking with the referees about Lachey Holt and that shot inside. Certainly thought it was a foul. She left it well short. And with how good Lachey Holt is on the offensive end, you wouldn't think that she was uninhibited on that shot. She doesn't miss by that much often or at all. They don't call a foul, though, and the jump ball goes the Auggies' way. Laughlin to McKee. 8 minutes left in this fourth quarter. McKee, cross-court Fitzgerald. Free throw line, Lilquist. Lilquist pointing Hannah Steinhaus where to go. They get it far corner. Maria Laughlin tries to pass it in the lane to Steinhaus, who does come away with it. Over in the corner, Marie Fitzgerald for 3. No good. Rebound, Shauna Horsch. Hannah Steinhaus is throwing her body around even with 4 fouls inside, but Horsch was able to take the rebound away from her. Audra Clark, great pass inside. Mari Lee, one-hander good. Audra Clark, eyes in the back of her head today. She's pulling out all the stops in the passing game, and Mari Lee was able to finish that one. Lee now has 12. Clark has 5 assists. McKee, left elbow, floats it over the outstretched arms of Lachey Holt. She did a great job to disrupt that pass, and Marie Fitzgerald tried to throw it off Lachey Holt, but it bounced, they're going to say inbounds off Holt, and then bounced off Fitzgerald when she was out of bounds, and so a turnover on Marie Fitzgerald. It backfires, that old throw the ball off the person that's in bounds trick. Sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. That time it bounced off Fitzgerald, who was standing out of bounds last. Meg Clark driving in the lane, far side. There's Audra Clark. She's got a 3 attempt, misses again. Goodness, St. Kate's ice cold from outside, as are the Auggies, but St. Kate's could really use one of those going down as they've rattled off 5 in a row. That would have cut the lead in half from 6-3. Instead, they remain down 50-44. Here's Maria Laughlin. Far side, Allison McKee. Gets a pick from Jessica Lilquist. McKee on Lee. Very tough attempt. And oh, goodness, they call a bailout foul. I think it's on Lee. I didn't think there was much wrong with that. They do call it on Mari Lee. That's number 2. Looked like she was just playing solid defense. She was coming across like this, shuffling her feet. I didn't see anything wrong with it. I don't know. McKee, free throw, misses. Remember, these Wildcats, they do not go away easily. They do not go quietly at all. They've had trouble finishing games. This would be a great time to make a comeback against these Auggies as McKee does make the second. Put those demons in the rear view of not being able to close games. It wouldn't be like beating St. Mary's or St. Thomas, but a win's a win. Take them where you can get them. This team's going to have to close these games if they do want to push towards that 6th playoff spot. Lachey Holt in the lane. They don't call a foul there, so they call a foul on Mari Lee on one end, but that time Lachey Holt was obstructed greatly in the lane. They call nothing. Goodness. Almost a 10-second violation here. Laughlin has to get it across half court. Oh, she just did, and Sean Pinkerton knew it. He thought that was going to be called, but Laughlin just got it across. And she goes inside, takes it herself, and puts it off the glass. It's a game of inches, game of seconds, and Maria Laughlin took advantage. Lachey Holt taking it herself again, and she's looking for a foul again and doesn't get one. She's absorbed a lot of contact, and they're just not calling it on both ends. Sean Pinkerton, you might be able to hear him on our crowd mic. He is very frustrated at this officiating right now. Laughlin inside to Steinhaus, and no, that's a foul. We can call that. Meg Clark was beaten on the entry pass and just tackled Hannah Steinhaus at the ankle. Wouldn't be much debating that. Could have no referees on the floor, and you'd call that a foul in a pickup game. And you don't call fouls in pickup games. Anybody that's been to a neighborhood Y or played at a playground growing up, you don't call fouls. You play through it, but that might have even been a foul in the playgrounds. McKee, cross court, Fitzgerald. 9-point lead for Augsburg. Steinhaus. Guarded by Horsch. Outside Laughlin. Step back 3. Misses. Lachey Holt, rebound. Here comes Lachey. She's taken it herself each of the last 2 times. Will she again? Hesitation. Inside. Great pass to Audra Clark, who puts it off the window with the left hand. when you see Lachey Holt come down twice, the defense may say, oh, she's seeing red, she's going to take it herself again, but Lachey Holt, cool, calm, collected head, found the pocket pass to Audra Clark, who finished. Steinhaus to Laughlin, 15 on the shot clock. Down goes Meg Clark. It's a 5-on-4 now. Steinhaus jumper is good. And Pinkerton is even more upset about that lack of a call. He's got to be careful or he might get teed up. Coach Pinkerton is usually one that gives the referees the benefit of the doubt, but not today. There's a three for Shauna Horsch. Been a long time coming. St. Kate's has made just one today as their struggles from long distance continue, but in a big spot, Shauna Horsch with a three. The lead's 6. St. Kate's will need a couple more. There's 4.5 left here in this one. Need a couple stops as well. They've been able to get those today. It's just been offensively where they've struggled. There's a block by Audra Clark. Maria Laughlin went inside and tried to put it around Clark, but she did a good job of using her wingspan. No one stops the ball, and Clark from 8 feet makes it. Now Pinkerton's turned that frustration into exuberation on the sidelines, claps his hands and urges his team on as they're now down by 4. A quick turnaround here. It looked like the Auggies could make it 11. Instead, the Wildcats got a stop, and now it's a 4-point game just like that. Laughlin, McKee now, driving on Audra Clark. Inside, gets it over to Marie Fitzgerald, who's guarded by Lachey Holt. Tough assignment for Marie, guarded by Holt. Inside, they go to Steinhaus. It's knocked away. She gets her own rebound, and now they call a foul. That's Meg Clark. Yes, it is. That's number 3. And so Steinhaus will go to the line. Bridget Bednar with Jenna Orth at the table for Augsburg. After this free throw is either made or missed. Steinhaus, it is up. It is good. It'll be Lilquist and McKee. I think you imagine that. And Laughlin, too. Goodness, you'd think with 3:42 left. Perhaps it's more of a defensive lineup, though. Lilquist, Laughlin, and McKee. Those are your 3 leading scorers if you're Augsburg. Steinhaus, good. Makes both. 6-point game. You've got one of the most dangerous weapons in the MIAC bringing it up. See what Holt does. It's to Clark, who puts it in the corner to Kennedy Jennings. Nice pass inside to Audra Clark. She takes a ton of contact again. No call. Clark outside to Holt. It's almost knocked away. Holt has it anyway. She loses it off her own leg. Bednar with the steal. Full court press now. They try and trap Bednar, but she gets it over to Fitzgerald. Now to Orth. Bednar and Quaranta are open, and now Ted Reverso is going to call a timeout for Augsburg. And I think he's saying to Elena Quaranta, you got to be the one to bring that one up. You've got to be the point guard in this situation with Maria out. That's what we've seen. Quaranta is the technically backup point guard, so I'm sure that Coach Reverso wants to make sure it's in the hands of someone that has experience bringing the ball up. Quaranta looks like a promising first year, but that's one of those mistakes that Coach Ted Reverso will surely address. And as a young player, it's not really something that you're expected to know. It's a littler thing, but in a situation like this, it can lead to big mistakes when you're up 6 trying to bleed the clock away and win this one. 3:15 left on the clock with the Wildcats down 57-51. Let's see a couple of their scores here if we can get them for you. Women's hockey, yep, Concordia got that winner. So Concordia beats St. Thomas. And that is just St. Thomas's 4th loss of the year, make it. Number 8 in the nation. Inside, Quaranta goes quick, goodness. Right off the timeout, Elena Quaranta maybe used some of that frustration that Ted Reverso put on her, and she turned that into a positive. Go inside and turn a negative into a plus, and Quaranta gets to the line for 2. Makes the first. Second one. Misses. Well right. Hannah Steinhaus tracks on the rebound, but there was no one there. She tried to keep it in bounds. She was flying out of bounds, and I've seen some red jerseys on the bench that she threw it to. There was no one within her sights, so she throws it out of bounds, and the Wildcats have it. 7-point game. Big few possessions here. Game will be made or broken. Audra Clark. Horsch, Lee, Holt, and Meg Clark join her. Meg Clark now has the ball. Over in the corner, Horsch made one of those, but now fakes it. Gets to 10 feet, puts it in. Good job by Shauna Horsch, improving her position, making that shot easier, higher percentage. She puts it home. 5-point game. Quaranta off a screen, crossover dribble. Now it's Bednar. She's got the smaller Meg Clark on her. Gets it to Steinhaus. And now in the corner it's Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald to Quaranta. Bednar trying to post. It's a double now on Quaranta, who pulls up and makes a jumper. Just inside that free throw line, and she extends the lead back to 7. Mari Lee inside, swim move, and a blocking foul on Bridget Bednar. That's the third on Bednar, and I think she might get a break. 3 Auggies going to come in. They're going to say that wasn't a shooting foul? Oh, goodness. Lee did a swim move inside, and I thought she was trying to put it up off the glass, and they say no. Quaranta, Bednar, and Orth are out. And the top 3 scorers for the Auggies, McKee, Laughlin, and Lilquist back in. Inbounds pass is to Audra Clark. Horsch. Lee. Up top, Meg Clark. Takes about a 3. Takes 1 dribble, gets it to Audra Clark. Mari Lee in the corner. Holt hasn't touched the ball yet this possession. Horsch, cross court. Audra Clark, Meg Clark, pump fake, inside, kick over in the corner. It's Shauna Horsch, another 3. This one's no good. Tracked down by Mari Lee, though. We're under 2 minutes. Wildcats have to hurry. Audra Clark, open 3 is good. That's what you needed, a second chance. They've been offensive rebounding the ball well the entire day, and that time they make good on that second chance. And Audra Clark, who has been exceptional, aside from that early struggle from the field, she again puts in an important bucket to cut the lead to 4. The Loeffler Companies offer efficiency, flexibility, productivity, speed, and quality support for all of your office technology and service needs. From copiers, printers, and managed print services to phone systems and IT solutions and much more, contact Loeffler for more, serving the Twin Cities, St. Cloud, and Northfield areas, as well as western Wisconsin. Well, we knew it would be a tight game. This one's down to 4. Augsburg has lost every one of their games this year by single digits, aside from a game against St. Mary's in which they lost by 13, but that one was within 4 with less than 5 minutes to go. Augsburg last year making their first playoff appearance, pulling a first-round upset over Concordia before losing to St. Thomas. Program on the upswing. As Maria on the right wing, Laughlin will get the ball and take a pick from Hannah Steinhaus. Laughlin with 7 on the shot clock. Augie's using a lot of the time. She steps back, foot on the line. This one's no good, way off, but Lilquist with the rebound inside to Laughlin. Layup misses! Oh, she should have pulled it out and taken another shot clock. Instead, Maria Laughlin misses one at the bucket, and the Wildcats can counter. Here's Meg Clark, thinks about a 3, drives inside, kicks it to Shauna Horsch. 3! Oh, she missed it. It was open. Looks like it was curling right in. We got a great vantage point, as do you here on TJ Broadcast Services, TJSportsOnline.net. That one looked like it was going to duck in that left side of the rim. Instead, she missed. Oh, dangerous inbounds pass to Marie Fitzgerald, but breaking the press are the Auggies. 3-on-1. Allison McKee is going to pull it out. She's a Bemidji State transfer and using some of her experience as a senior to know what's best there. Clock under a minute, 17 seconds left in the shot clock. Not fouling our St. Kate's. Inside, Hannah Steinhaus, double by Lachey Holt. Steinhaus goes up, fades away, makes it. That one hurts, and Sean Pinkerton will use the timeout. It's going to be a full. Shauna Horsch had that 3 from the left wing lined up, but that really does illustrate the struggles of St. Kate's from deep lately. Just think about making over 5 games, 10 more threes, shooting 33% from deep instead of 22%, and you can imagine in such tight games that the Wildcats play how big of a difference that can be. And once again, those shots from deep haven't gone down today. Live stats are still down, and we do apologize for that, folks, if you're following along on the St. Kate's athletic portal. We haven't had stats for the second half, unfortunately, but at the half they were 1 of 9 from deep. And I can only recall, I believe, 2 threes, one by Shauna Horsch and one by Audra Clark that have gone down in this half. I meant to ask Sean Pinkerton about that in the pregame as well. When you've got a team that has struggled so consistently from deep, Do you say, guys, let's try and work for a better shot, let's run a different kind of offense and play inside the arc, or do you say just shoot through it, keep shooting the ball, and this will turn around because you're good three-point shooters? Well, they've taken their share of threes today, and unfortunately this is not the day in which the Wildcats have been able to shoot themselves out of that three-point slump. Game's not over yet. 6-point game. Just a two-possession game with 42 seconds to go. Shauna Horsch to LaShae Holt. Shea hasn't been involved a whole lot in the offense down the stretch, at least these last couple minutes. Up top, Audra Clark. Clark to Horsch. Horsch back to Clark. Thought about a three, fakes it, gets it to Horsch. She almost fumbled it away. Now Holt, she is going to take a three, misses it. Long rebound, though, is for Shauna Horsch. She throws it inside. Audra Clark deep in the paint. Puts it up with the left hand. Misses. The shot clock is off, by the way. Shauna Horsch does get the rebound. Holt, she's going to have another chance at a three. Misses again. Another offensive rebound for the Wildcats. Audra Clark, and I think we're going to call a timeout. No, we have a hand check on Allison McKee. Is that right? Yep, it's Allison McKee. Frantic possession here for St. Kate's. That's number 4 on Augsburg, so it's not a shooting foul yet. Thrown outside to Audra Clark on the inbounds. Clark over to Meg Clark. They got to go for a three now with just 5 seconds left, and the game is almost over here. Mari Lee does make it, though. 3 seconds left. They got a foul, and they do. Maria Laughlin with 1.6 seconds left. That sneaks up on you when you get 3 or 4 offensive rebounds, and you kind of lose sight of the clock because you're having a possession where you're getting pretty decent shots. Unfortunately, the one that went in didn't come until 3 seconds were left on the clock. Maria Laughlin can ice this one with 1.6 left by making one. Perfect. Right down Broadway, and Laughlin has put this one out of reach for the Wildcats. Another one good. 65-59. Sean Pinkerton is going to use one final timeout here. But the writing appears to be on the wall. Another hard-fought game by the Wildcats in which they were up for the better part of 3 quarters. And you look back at the last 2 or 3 minutes of that third quarter where the Auggies started that, what ended up being a 13-2 run that really swung the momentum, and that final play in the third quarter where Hannah Steinhaus poked the ball away on the last possession from St. Kate's, went the distance and made that layup essentially as time expired in the third to make it from a 4-point game to a 6-point game. Eventually ended up as being as big as 9. Never was this game out of hand by any means, and St. Kate's certainly had their chances, but the shots just didn't go down the stretch. And unfortunately for Coach Pinkerton, as we heard in his pregame chat, that's been the theme of some of these games late this year. The 2 losses to St. Mary's, the loss to St. Thomas. Remember, this team beat St. Thomas, folks. St. Thomas, a team that just 2 years ago went, pretty much, or was it last year? I'm sorry, not 2 years ago, but last year went undefeated until they finally lost in the Elite 8. And this St. Kate's team early this year took them out. Granted, St. Thomas doesn't have all the weapons they did last year, but still a statement win. Haven't been able to close out some of these closer games. Shauna Horsch is going to put up one last shot, and there is a foul. They do call a foul on Allison McKee. I think just as time expires, these free throws will be only to affect the final score, not the outcome of the game, and they are going to call the foul, on Allison McKee. Her second, so really not a whole lot of consequence. Shauna Horsch can add a couple of points to her final stat line, but not going to be a whole lot of a difference here at the end of the day if you ask Shauna or the rest of the Wildcats. They would, of course, have preferred the W. Haven't put that final point up that Maria Laughlin made from the free throw line. I believe it should be. Oh, no, 64 is right because it was 62-60. So if Shauna Horsch makes this one, it'll be 64-61 the final. She does. 1/10 on the clock, and they have to inbound here. It is to Maria Laughlin. And time expires, and that will do it. Another hard-fought, valiant effort by St. Kate's, but this means they've now lost their last 3 games by 10 combined points. Really tough defeats to take. Hard-fought efforts, but unfortunately the Wildcats missing that final piece in the last 3 or 4 minutes. Today the momentum, as we mentioned, really swung at the end of that third quarter and into the fourth quarter. And from there, Augsburg took control and led by as many as 9, but led pretty much consistently throughout the fourth quarter by 5-7. St. Kate's had a chance late with Shauna Horsch hoisting a 3 with right around a minute to go. That would have made it a 1-point game. She left it just a bit short, bounced out of bounds, and from there the Auggies were able to fend off any efforts on that final 40-second possession that St. Kate's did have. Should be second to last, I suppose, because we count that with 1.6 seconds left. The foul on Allison McKee that led to the free throws for Shauna Horsch, but that second to last possession really telling, as the Wildcats missed 3 or 4 different three-point attempts, kept getting the rebounds, but by the time Mari Lee was able to hit a 3 from the corner, there was just 3 seconds left on the clock. So the final here today, 64-61 for Augsburg. They stay in the playoff race. They improve to 500. Now 12-9 overall, 7-7 in the MIAC. Should Bethel lose today, that would put Augsburg within 1 game of a playoff spot. So a big result here today for the Auggies as they pursue that final playoff position, number 6 in the conference. For St. Kate's, now officially eliminated from playoff contention with 4 MIAC games to go, as they came in today at 9-10 overall, now 9-11 overall, and 4-10 on the MIAC year. Even with a loss for Bethel today at 8-6, that would still put St. Kate's 4 games behind Bethel, and with 4 games to go, having lost to Bethel once this year and not playing them again, there is unfortunately no choice or no chance left for the Wildcats to make the playoffs. But a team that continues to improve and is very close, as was represented today, a loss by 3 to the Auggies. Thanks so much for joining us here today, folks. The voice of the Wildcats, Matt Nelson, will be back for you on our next broadcast. I am Mike Gallagher, for engineer Glenn Thompson, the boss Tom Witchen, the athletic director here at St. Kate's, Eric Stacy, and on her last day, SID, Sarah Eisenhower. Good luck to her in her future endeavors, and thanks to everyone who had a hand in this broadcast. We'll catch you for our next broadcast here on TJSportsOnline.net and the St. Kate's Athletic Portal.